Welcome back. Anytime you experience neck or back pain, it can be debilitating. But for those with severe cases, major surgery may be required, and the road to recovery can be a long one in some cases. But thanks to modern procedures, patients are able to recover a lot faster today. Please welcome back from Surgery Specialty Hospital of America, orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Gadiali, along with his patient, Mike Johnson. Hello.
Good morning.
Anytime you hear the words, "you broke your back," that's like, it just sounds painful. But what was the situation with you? What happened?
After Hurricane Ike, we were living in a FEMA trailer and just slipped off some steps from the trailer and landed right on my back in the driveway.
Yeah, and you hear these stories all the time. You know, all kinds of things that can happen that can lead to a broken back. And so, did you know that you broke it right away?
No. Thank goodness my wife's an RN, and after a couple of weeks of just having the constant pain and feeling like you've been in a car wreck, you know, for 2 weeks straight,
yeah,
she suggested to go get an X-ray.
All right, and Michelle, where's Michelle at? Your wife?
Right there.
Okay, so you were saying, okay, go get an X-ray. Was he being a man?
Typical man.
Yeah, like, no, it'll be okay.
It'll heal. I'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to go anywhere.
But with a continuing pain, you knew something probably had to be done. And the thing is, the fact of the matter is, Dr. Gadiali, with the back, there were so many fine little bones in there and places where things can go wrong.
Absolutely. It's important that one has spinal stability to prevent paralysis and other neurological injury, not just pain.
Yeah. So when he came in and you took a look at his back, what did you see?
Well, he'd already had a couple of procedures with someone else. And they attempted to do something minor. It's called a vertebroplasty, where you inject cement into the back, which is really a procedure for old osteoporotic women, not for a young man with a fracture. But anyhow, we found out where his pain generator was, and then he underwent a reconstruction of his spine, where we cracked his chest open and placed struts here and then a plate. So, you know, last time I was on the show, we talked about minimally invasive endoscopic kind of spine surgery, which is, you know, what we always want to do, the least possible.
Right.
But sometimes what I call this cutting the patient in half surgery is what's needed.
So literally you had to remove
the crushed bone and replace it with a strut, and then neutralize it with this plate.
So this is what is in your back right now.
He has a slightly different implant here, but he has this
They actually
this
took
plate.
part of my rib.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to back up to, we say that back pain can be debilitating. Obviously,
Yes.
you had the initial pain when you broke it. Did it start to get worse and worse and worse in that 2 weeks?
Absolutely. And, you know, over a period of months, and to where my wife was actually having to help me get up out of bed. And then, you know, the different doctors you go to, and, you know, they want to give you medication for this or that, and then, you know, you just go on the chase of finding somebody that'll help you.
Yeah, which points to the importance of finding the right professional for your situation. What makes you all different, Dr. Gadiali?
Well, we all have a different palette of experiences and education, and various physicians are not comfortable with certain procedures, others are, and you really have to take your medical care into your own hands and control it, and get more than one opinion. Look around, educate yourself on the internet. It's all available. It's not like in the old days where you had to rely on me to read the textbook. You can find it yourself.
Yeah.
It's in plain English. And then...
And I think over the last, you know, few decades, a lot of us just kind of abdicated our health care and said, you're the professional, you fix it. But we do have to keep that open dialogue. And I think the other thing that's changing in health care is that you're finding people get more specific in terms of what they do. All right, so you had it put in, and when did you first notice a difference, so where you could actually get up by yourself without feeling that pain?
I'll just say that I made a promise to myself that I would walk out of the hospital, and I walked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so you walked straight out of the hospital, and the reason why is obviously, is it a little less invasive, or is it just fixing the right problem?
This is maximally invasive,
Okay.
but in this case, that was the correct procedure for him. Anything less wouldn't have worked. Now, other procedures, there are alternatives. For example, in the neck, when we fuse the neck, or in the low back, when we fuse it, we can put in an artificial disc. And there you have something in between the minimally invasive and the maximally invasive. This is a smaller operation, preserves motion segments, is good for young people, and avoids the fusion. and it's been shown to be at least as good as a fusion.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting we bring in the neck here because oftentimes people focus on back and they think it's just, but that whole cord is connected.
Yes, I mean, the whole thing has to work together and has to work effectively together.
And so how long, you said you walked out of the hospital, but how long before you started feeling?
Better?
Yeah.
It was almost immediately. I mean, you start feeling good
Yeah,
right away.
yeah. So who would be a candidate for something like this?
You have to identify the pain generator always in spine surgery and everything else.
Which was missed earlier or maybe not treated correctly earlier?
It was an attempt to do a patch that was not sufficient for his problem.
Okay.
But who is a candidate? This is for someone who's got a compression fracture that's going to continue to progress and will therefore create more bending forwards of the spine, kyphosis, and increased pain.
Okay, and then the same idea.
Well,
for
this is different.
The, neck
The artificial disc is an alternative for those who want something less invasive than a fusion. Fusion's a great operation in the neck, but it has consequences. I think you talked about it last time, breakdown of the disc levels up above and below, and this preserves the motion, and you should prevent that.
And so you're feeling fine today?
Feel great.
All right.
Be swinging golf club before you know it.
All right, well, congratulations. For more information on Surgery Specialty Hospital of America, Surgery Specialty Hospital of America, call 713-528-3901, 713-528-3901, or log on to backsurgeryhouston.com. And again, as he said, make sure that you actually identify the real problem and the procedure that's needed to take care of it for good. Coming up, lack of energy, hair loss, weight gain. Sound familiar? Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? You can do what Deidre did to get your life back. Why she's singing praises after the break, literally singing praises.